Hey drivers, welcome to the very first episode of the Standard Line. This is a new series that I have here on YouTube now that we can do shows, which is pretty cool. I put together this series to talk about the bigger topics of sim racing. And today we're going to talk about one that's very close to me, and that's don't go into debt over sim racing. Now hold up, I'm not saying that you can't buy cool gear. That's not what this video is about, so don't click away. I enjoy testing sim racing equipment and trying new things out all the time. But I also understand is that this hobby is meant to be a small enhancement to life, not a hobby that buries your life. So first off, let's talk about the lay of the land. Essentially, things are really expensive right now. We have rising costs in mortgages, rising costs in food, rising costs in gas, and just simple products and things like that. Even going out to eat isn't what it used to be, and that's probably a good thing because it's helping my waistline out. So when I see someone charging like a sim racing gear because they need it all right now, it makes me a little sad, honestly. Essentially because it takes away the excitement from the hobby. It just kind of drains it. Like, this is now a debt. This is now something that a burden essentially that I gotta take care of. And really the hobby shouldn't be that. It should be a nice tapestry to life, not something that's an extra weight in general. And it scares a lot of people away from the hobby because they just think it's too expensive to get into. So with that said, here's my first suggestion. Start with what you already own. A lot of us have things like a PlayStation laying around, old Nintendo Switch. There's lots of those and people still want them. We got old PC equipment. Maybe you did some upgrades. Those are great catalysts to getting your first set of sim gear. And all you need is really a couple $100s. Because today there are so many great options. There's stuff like the Logitech G920 and the G29. These are older wheels or older versions of the Logitech G923. They're pretty much the same thing. It's just lacking that true force capability that they have. And you know, that's not needed to have a great experience. It's a nice enhancement, yes, but it's not needed. And these wheels, they can be found for like $100. And sometimes you can even get them with a wheel stand. It's really incredible. Like, I was looking the other day and I saw a really sweet deal with a whole full rig if you have the space for it, and it was like only like $150. So the guy had the rig up as well as the wheel and shifter. So there's a lot of great deals to be had out there if you can find them, and you can also haggle a little bit. Now don't lowball them. Everybody needs a little dollar. Give them something fair and see what you can do. And then if you're not interested in a Logitech G920 or one of those wheels that's gear driven, there is a belt driven wheels from Thrustmaster. And then not only that, Moza now offers a really affordable direct drive wheel. You can find an R3 anywhere for around $279 or on sale for a little bit less. And if you sold a few things, it might make that much less of an issue. So my next topic is build over time. So with social media, a lot of us feel the pressure to have the most professional looking sim gear. And is that really necessary? Well, it's not. Personally, I used a PVC pipe rig that I built myself for over 10 years. Yes, that's over 10 years. And I had a great time. It did everything that it needed to do. And I slowly added equipment as I had the funds for it. And during that time, I had a blast with that rig. I learned how to drift. I did endurance races. I participated in some really cool events. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do without having to have the most expensive gear. And yes, you can still be competitive. And of course, eventually over time, I did upgrade. You can see that in the background. There's a few things that I have. But I did it over a long period of time. So really what I'm trying to encourage you to do is only upgrade when you have the means to do so. And you don't always have to do it just because you have the means. But when you do finally get an upgrade, it's going to feel a lot more rewarding knowing that you actually worked toward it. So don't be in a rush. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. So the next topic, I touched on this a little bit already, is get creative. So I personally had a PVC pipe rig that was mixed with some metal and things for a very long time. But I've seen some really cool builds out there. There's a lot of different build options online that you can get. Things from like plans for wood-based rigs, how to, weld different things if you have that skill. There's all kinds of really cool stuff out there. The neatest thing about it is that it's unique. It's solely yours, like no one else has it. It's really cool when you can build something like that, and it makes a great conversation topic with friends. Even the rig that I just got, the one over there in the corner, that's not entirely stock. Like, I've customized it. I've added things to it. I've gone cheap routes. I've added things like keyboard trays and mice trays and stuff like that I built kind of myself, configuring some other pieces together. And then one of my favorite things that you can add is like a cup holder. You need water. It gets pretty hot in here. I actually have a mount to hold my fans to keep me cool. Another cool thing, I do this a lot when I'm working on my actual cars in real life. I take a visit over to the junkyard and I pick up different parts. One thing that's there, car seats. You can get a general car seat from any car that you like that you just see available there. You can get one for probably under $100 or just a little bit over. And you can attach that to the rig that you built. Jimmy Broadbent has actually commented on rigs like this and he loves them because they have character. And I think it's so much better to have a rig that has a little bit of personality, a little bit of your flavor to it, rather than just buying something that's generic. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong to buy something that's pre-made and built by somebody else. Those are great rigs, some really professional stuff, but not everybody can do that. But this will get you into the hobby so you can at least get started and enjoy the hobby. So another point I like to make is you don't need every upgrade to go fast. This hobby really has a funny way of making us feel like, oh, I need to get a new wheel, I need to get new pedals, I need to get a new shifter to go faster. This is the only way I'm gonna improve. No, it's not. In fact, those few tenths generally are you. Seat time. Seat time is the #1 thing. I see people using keyboards. They can destroy me. Now, I'm not saying buy a keyboard to play any of your sim racing titles. Probably already have one anyway. But what I'm saying is you can have something really basic that, as long as it has a little bit of force feedback, that's all you need. You don't need like the most high-end equipment to get really fast. It's just understanding the limitations of that equipment and going to the limit with it. It's just spending time with that equipment and getting used to it and understanding how you can get the most out of it. The more you drive, the more you practice, the faster you're going to go. That's just another story. So another topic I want to talk about is small, cheap upgrades. There's a lot of really cool upgrades you can do out there. People are making some incredible things using 3D printers. I've seen like the most incredible pieces to upgrade your Logitech G920, to upgrade, pedals and your shifter, to increase like the shifting feel on my Logitech G920 shifter. I had one actually. It worked really well and it felt almost like my RSX. I totally recommend taking a look at those, and they could be found on Etsy and eBay and even on Amazon. I've seen stuff listed. And getting back to the DIY craft, personally on my rig, even the new one that I have, I've added other peripherals. Like I added a bass shaker so I can feel the actual roll beneath my seat. And there's some other things you can do as well, like adding cable management or even LEDs for a little extra style points. So another tip is buy games smarter. There are so many great deals to be had every year. In fact, on Steam, every season they have a major sale. And on those, I've seen discounts from up to 50, 70 to 90% off. So you can get titles, and that's actually where I got most of mine, at a fraction of the price. You don't have to buy the game or the sim the day it comes out. You can just wait. Just being patient a little bit, you're gonna get a better deal. And honestly, how many sims can you actually play? We don't have that much time. It's better just to get used to one or two and just get locked in on those and understand the way it works, understand how to tune in it. I'm gonna have more videos on my channel about how to tune, so stay tuned for that. And in that way, you'll get more out of the title that you purchase. All right, so now I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. Many of you are like, well, you're one to talk. Look at all the stuff you have. Well, honestly, just seeing that doesn't tell the whole story. I've gotten a lot of the stuff over a long period of time. It's not something that I just got into yesterday. I've been doing sim racing for many, many years. And I've been into racing games long before that. So I kind of just added things over time. Most of the stuff I own, I didn't purchase brand new. I bought it used. Some people gave stuff to me for free. Nice to have good friends. I found discounts. There's things that you can find at garage sales. There's all kinds of great opportunities to be had. And a lot of this stuff I got, not just because I absolutely needed it, but I got it because I'm starting a YouTube channel. And I was like, well, it'd be nice to have this to make things a little easier to show, what can be done in the world of sim racing. So don't look at my setup and think that you have to have all this right now, and you probably never have to have it. You can have so much fun with just a wheel mounted to your desk and some pedals on the floor. The only thing is, I strongly encourage learning how to drive manual, get a stick shift, and a handbrake at some point in time. Well, at the end of the day, this is just a hobby. Your family comes first, your friends come first, putting food on the table comes first, and other priorities. This is just a hobby, and if buying some racing equipment means carrying credit card debt for months or even years, the wheels and equipment that you're looking at, they're going to come out with new ones. They're going to be better, and the ones that you're looking at today might actually be cheaper down the road. So just be patient. There's no need to rush. Take it one step at a time, and you'll get the experience that you're looking for. So with that, start small, buy used, build what you can. Upgrade when it makes sense. Most importantly, have fun with it, because that's what this hobby is really all about. And if you'd like to become a smoother, faster, and more consistent driver without spending hundreds on more hardware, I wrote an ebook called The Standard of Driving. It's only $5.99 at my website, drivestandardbrand.com, and I run sales throughout the year, so you don't need to buy it right now. You can wait if you'd like, and only buy it if you'd like to support the channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. And you can get this shirt there. I made this shirt. It's a wanted shirt for a 10mm socket. As you can see, I have a graphic on the back as well. It's a great shirt. A lot of people love it, and it gets some nice laughs. So once again, this is the first episode of the Standard line. I would like to hear what topics you guys like me to talk about next. One of the future topics we're going to talk about is which games are best for the beginner on a budget. And with that, drivers, I'll leave you with this one. Always drive safe and save it for the track.